Having a resource that was designed by Cosmopolitan was really useful for us because it enabled us to deliver much better quality lessons, because to make a resource that good for schools is often just not possible. And so having something that really supported teachers was vital. I look a lot for different resources online, and there's a lot that just lacks any real content, or if it does, is just very, very minimal.
Having the kind of Cosmo Men's Health brand, I think must be part of the success, because these are kids who I was teaching 15, 16, and so they are beginning to become that target audience, and they'll also be beginning to think about, you know, consuming magazines like Cosmo and Men's Health. They're becoming adults, and so I think that made it very clear to them that they were adults as opposed to something that had a squirrel on the front of it.
We have booklets for school, and they're not really interesting, they're just bland, and I don't really like looking at them, and I don't pay attention as much. But when they were colourful and we first saw them, we was excited to learn about the subject.
I think those conversations happen amongst the students as well once the lessons have stopped. So I hear students talking in a very different way than when I was at school, and I know the difference is the lessons.
Previously, I didn't know that kissing needed consent, but after the course I learned that I did.
It makes the blurred lines of consent to some people who aren't educated in that kind of area more clear, and it saves them from getting into that kind of trouble.
This sounds stupid, but I didn't know that when you're on the pill, you can only not get pregnant, but you can still catch STIs.
And especially in our age, like, there's so many different rules and scenarios where things can happen, and not everyone knows what you can get in trouble and not in trouble for.
They like to engage in material which they know hasn't been totally curated by their teacher, and so I think it allowed me to engage with them on more of an even playing field.
I would recommend that the Cosmopolitan Men's Health programs taught in other schools, just so we all have an understanding about sexual health and how we should take care of our bodies and take care of each other.
I would 100% recommend that this program would be taught in other schools, because it's as much as other lessons are important, this is a very, very important life lesson, because you're going to go out into the world and you're going to have to use it and have to interact with other people.